Hey y'all, guess what time it is? It's the Grolic Saves the World time.
All right, the Grolic saves the world.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake while the Grolic saves the world. We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake while the Grolic saves the world. We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake while the Grolic saves the world.
Welcome back, everyone.
I'm Andrew Orvidal.
My name is Ben Roy.
I'm Adam Caton Holland.
Wow,
take my time.
it's just an interesting week, huh?
It's been a while since we've seen each other.
We did a
last night.
fundraiser for the Bug Theater, which is a Denver institution, not just plugging our show, which happens there. We were talking about this right before the fundraiser. It's truly one of the last community creative spaces where people can do a variety of things. Like, you know, you can put on a play, you can put on an indie comedy show, you can do all these different things, and it's kind of like the very last of its kind in Denver.
Certainly
which is
on
sobering.
the west side of the city.
Sobering.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we emceed it. We hadn't seen each other prior to that for a while, but we emceed the show. It was nice. There was burlesque dancers on the show. There was Juggler. There was a theater company. It's just nice to see all the different creatives
films
that use
from the Emerging Film Project.
It was nice. It was a nice evening.
That's another thing they do that's super rad is that emerging
they're
filmmakers
huge
project
for the local film industry. Yeah, so
it was cool.
So
We had a
support
good
the Bug
time.
support the
Theater.
Bug or support your own local. Wherever you're listening to this, you probably have your version of the Bug, and
That was my favorite thing about it. Is just like this place means so much to so many different groups of people, and for a lot of people, this is like their outlet. This is where they get to go express their art, and it's
And if
great.
you've ever come to the Grolics live show, you know what a cool space this place is. It's the best. Like,
Very
it's
cool.
part of the show now, and it's always eccentric because they've got some crazy play going on, and
there's always some weird stage setup that we just fuck with every show.
yeah.
Anyway, it was a good time.
So this week's challenge,
Love Live.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And you brought this one up. This is
I came up with this challenge because I've never online dated. I hate it in theory, and I've just always been against it. I've never done it.
But you should tell our listeners you're a single man.
I guess that's important.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. You're a single man.
I'm married, but I am looking for a side piece on Tinder.
hell yeah,
I'm
bud.
I am divorced.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm
You're
single.
coming around. I knew
Yeah.
you would.
I'm not
You're
going
not,
to the
it's
pound
not.
pop
It's
with
not. Life isn't always just, glory holes and food coming out of it. At some point you have to connect.
Hopefully
with
people
somebody.
listen to the previous episode, so that makes sense.
If they haven't, who gives a shit? That's great.
But
So
you
I've
were.
never
How
online
long were
dated.
you married?
I was married for 4 years.
Okay.
And since then, you've only had long-term relationships. You've had like 2, I think.
2 long-term relationships and some short-term relationships.
Okay.
too.
You don't talk about the
Yeah,
short-term
let's
ones
talk
very
about
much.
that real quick because we would be on set. We hang out with each other all the time, especially when the show was filming, and you would have a whole life that we didn't know about. Like I think,
You're
you
just
and I,
secret lover.
yeah, you kind of tend to keep a lot of that very private to yourself. You don't talk about relationship stuff.
I like keeping relationships sort of more to myself, especially being a comedian. And then, for the few years that we had a TV show I felt like very in the
public eye.
public eye. And so, I got in trouble with my last girlfriend because I would never post anything on Instagram of us, and she was really mad. She'd be like, I want to be on your Instagram.
I want
And
to
I
be
was like,
featured in your online
who cares?
life.
You're in my real life. We're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
cool shit in real life. Who cares? But she wanted that
Yeah, when I could
visibility
see a
on
woman
there.
being like, hey, are you not proud of me?
And I
Or
was like, no, it's because people are gonna make dumb jokes, and then people will just feel like they have some sort of place to comment.
Did that
on
happen a lot to you when you were younger?
Of what? Social,
Like
there was
people
no such thing as social
no,
media.
I mean people kind of making fun of you about the people you chose to date, or
Oh no, it's not like that. It's not about making fun of so much as it's just nice to have part of my life that's
totally private.
this is my
no, that's
Yeah.
life. I don't need outside
But I mean, even
commentary
from
on it. I don't want
from
that.
Adam and myself,
And I don't even want commentary from you guys in real life. No, I'm just kidding.
I think we got a lot of funny jokes
I
to say
think we
about the
have a
girls
lot
you've
of
dated,
ideas,
and
yeah.
I would like to share them with you.
Instead, we just do it behind your back.
Yeah, and online.
Yeah.
No, I
But
think it's
you're
like
never
anything.
online, so you don't see them.
It's like bringing someone to meet your friends or your parents or something. It's like you have to go on X amount of dates
Yeah,
before you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, now I'll introduce it. Because I
Yeah.
did bring people I dated around.
Yeah.
We,
Oh
we,
yeah,
we
yeah.
did social
Eventually, you
things
definitely
together.
did, but usually it was
It's a few years
we,
in.
I usually I would I would be like, did you know that Andrew's dating somebody?
That is true. He would, and I'd be like, really? I had no fucking idea.
Yeah, we just don't. I think we talk a lot about our relationship stuff just as like confiding in each other about what's going on and then posting various snippets of it to social media, just to share it.
No, you helped me a lot talking me through relationship stuff for my whole life.
Vice versa. I mean, I think, but I couldn't tell you I don't know how any of your relationships have gone.
They're just mystery novels.
Pulpy, juicy mystery novel.
Are you a PDA person?
Yeah, you
No.
fucking public?
No. Yeah.
Hey, bro, you fucking public?
Hey, girl, you fucking public?
No, you're not a big PDA person?
No, not really. I mean, if it's like,
What about
I feel like there's
what
two
about
kinds of
hand-holding?
PDA.
What about hand holding?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
feel like there's
sure.
two kinds.
I mean, if the weather's right, it's not too humid out.
I can't stand abroad with a clammy hand.
My voice.
Yeah, well, suddenly this is your voice.
Yeah, what if she wants to get down with the 1-2-4 or whatever? Yeah, I mean,
I feel like there's two kinds of PDA. There's the first type, which is for other people's benefit, where you see a couple and like it's kind of like, this is like my
Oh, they're like making a show of it.
yeah, like my person, like, it's like kind of like a weird like
territorial
possessive
Yeah.
and it goes both ways. It's not always dudes that are doing it. And then there's like a more organic, natural PDA where it's like, hey, we're just two people enjoying each other's company, and if in the moment we want to like kiss for whatever reason, we're just like kissing. And I obviously I like the second kind, but I have like no interest in the first kind where it's just like, yeah, just so everybody knows, this is my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Don't make any mistakes here. I think that's kind of an immature kind of PDA. So, but yeah, like if in the moment,
Are
sure.
you a cuddly person? Are you a cuddler like in private?
Yeah,
Yeah,
baby.
I don't know. What do you mean?
I'm
I'm a big spooner. Does that count?
Yeah,
I like
I mean, that's
spooning.
cuddly.
Yeah. All
Cuddling.
right, sure.
But I mean, would you say you're an affectionate person? Are you like
Yeah.
magnanimous?
I think so. Now I'm doubting myself.
I don't know.
I don't think anybody
I
would
mean, I
describe me as
am.
cuddly.
I don't know about you. I'm very cuddly. I'm a cuddly
I
person.
think I'm not as cuddly as you are, Ben.
I'm probably not
no
as
one
cuddly
is.
as you, but a little cuddly.
No, I'm just
I'd say
saying.
I'm
I know
diet
a
cuddly.
Diet Cuddly was an old minor leaguer, right? He was Diet Cuddly was a submarine toss, like out of Cincinnati.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Well, it was back during the live ball era. They definitely. He went like 147.
I
and
think
12.
he was part of the Big Red Machine.
Yeah, he was. Diet Cuddly.
Diet Cuddly had come out of the bullpen. It's like game over.
Yeah. Well, his biggest accomplishment, he threw a no-hitter against Ty Cobb. You don't remember Diet Cuddly? Too bad to be you. I had his
Yeah.
rookie card.
I got his biography.
So you're Diet Cuddly. I just think I'm asking this because you're not. I don't think of you as being like a huggy person. Like I'm a very like I hug people. Like I'm always like when we come in, I'm always hugging people. I don't think you're of you like that. You're not a. You don't seem like a very like. That's not how you show your affection for people. It's like physical affection that like even just in like friends, like cordial kind of thing like that. I think you're a little more. Do you know what I mean? Do you not feel like this?
Adam has his,
Adam,
he's
back
like,
me
he's
up
being
here.
very shrewd.
I'm saying you're a cold bitch. You're an ice cold
I was
bitch.
just wondering when you were going to stop dancing around it.
No,
and
I
get to
just
the
think
point.
you're.
I'm done with this show.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't
I
want
agree with Ben. I think out of the three
that
of
I'm a
us,
cold
you're-
bitch?
Yeah, that you're the least like.
Oh, now
cuddly.
who's dancing?
Cuddly.
Yeah, you're the at least cuddly.
You're the least outward with your
Emotions and your affection.
All right, I guess I could see that.
Yeah.
But I think if I was in a relationship with someone, then I'm more huggy and.
Well, that's fucking fine. That's like your private world, and you just keep it.
You're always
private.
funny to me because when you're like freaking out or something, I won't know it or whatever, and you'll be like, kind of maybe like twisting when you had your mustache, and you'll be like straight faced, and you'll be like, I'm really freaking out right now. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you're not showing any of it. Me, my hands are shaking, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? You know, but you're very like you seem very measured. And so that's why I wonder how you are. And this matters because of this challenge, you know?
Yeah, totally. Like, what is your, and also it's just like, it's love life is an important thing. What's currently, you don't like really date anyone. You're just like, you're a single man, but I don't think of you as like,
well, besides
out there
God.
looking for anyone. Besides
What's
God.
that?
Besides being in a committed relationship with our Lord and Savior.
Yeah,
Jesus.
duh.
Well, we like tell the listeners.
I mean,
what
and
your
that
current-
satisfies my soul.
Tell our listeners what your current status is. Like, what would you say? Do you go on dates? Do you meet people? Like, what?
No,
what
I
is
haven't. I got out of kind of a long-term 3-year on and off and off and off and off again relationship.
Got it.
It was like a theme park ride. A lot of ups and downs on that one, and then that finally ended.
Because
And
you
then-
weren't tall enough to ride the ride.
Oh, dude. That sounded like,
Sick
that
burn.
sounded like an
Sick.
AC/DC lyric.
You're not tall enough to ride this ride.
What a stupid
Afterburner.
Okay.
What
yeah,
a
anyway.
stupid song about a short dude who's not tall enough to get with a woman.
Yeah.
But I'd say you're about
Anyway.
average height.
So
That's funny.
that relationship ended, and then so it was like just a natural cool off period from that. But yeah, I've not been going on dates because I'm just pretty much at home unless I'm at a show.
Yeah.
Then I'm pretty much. I don't
Well-
have like a day job where I might like run into people or or
And
anything
it's also
like
you have
that.
a daughter, so I'm sure you're very cautious with who you let into your life and like introduce her to. And it's like you're not going to just
Yep.
meet some.
And that means every other week I'm with my daughter being a dad.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
I've got every other week.
So that begs the question then, what are you looking for in a woman?
yeah.
Let's get
specific.
down. Let's get down to it. What are you
Gosh.
what's traits that you like?
I don't know. I like
Steadfastness.
Ooh, a real frontiers type.
Yeah.
this is what's so weird about online dating, because normally you don't think about that. You're just like, oh, I ran into this cool person. I met this cool person in a human being kind of way, and now we hang out and now we're in a relationship. I that's such a great way to meet someone. I will say this for online dating. I'm more interested in like meeting cool people to hang out with, like friends through an app or a website, than I am with like, let's go on a date. We're just two strangers who have an algorithm has matched us up. Let's go on a date. Let's like,
I mean,
jump
everybody
in
does
straight-
it. I've never done online dating because I've been with Katie as the rise of that happened. Like I just never.
Never? You never even used like Tinder or anything?
When I broke up with Katie one time, I got on Tinder, but I'd get on it wasted. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to get on Tinder. And then in the next morning, I would shamefully delete it. And I did that like a couple of times and never hooked up with anybody, never had
So
a
you were
match.
Tinder curious.
I was
but not-
Tinder curious, but
For some reason, I thought that you had. I thought you'd used it.
I've never
I mean,
online dated.
I've been with Crystal since 2000.
Since you were a little kid.
2000. Well, we've been together. This will be 18 years.
Wow. So I'll be the first person.
yeah, but
Yeah, so you'd be the first girl Alex online dating.
All right.
but like
Assuming I get even one date out
is
of it.
sense of humor a thing for you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
for
sure.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not.
We've seen your act.
We can rule that out. No,
Yeah.
but
Sense of humor is important. Like nerd shit is important. I like a lot of different nerd things. So at least like some.
yeah.
Like it's annoying to me when people are dismissive out of hand of nerd stuff. Like what? That's nerd. I like
Yeah.
I like some
Here's a
nerdy
question.
stuff.
You're not drinking. You haven't drank since October. Should she be sober? Should she not
No, I
drink?
don't care about that.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a fridge full of booze right now.
Well, if you don't know what the challenge
right back.
is right now, if you can't tell, I mean, I think we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
here.
So you two are going to craft my online dating profile.
Fuck yes.
yes, we are. Adam
buddy,
Caden
I'm
Holland.
excited
Which
to
is-
work with
I
you.
I'd
am
like you
more-
to do some of the heavy lifting on the writing, okay? I think
duh.
we've discovered that I'm a bit of an idea man.
I'm
You're
more
abstract.
nervous.
I put it on the page. I know
What's
how to
that?
harness your genius.
Adam and I have already. What do you think about this headline at the top? Adam and I have already talked about.
Yeah,
this.
it's I'm here for two things: fucking and sucking. And it looks like we're all out of fucking.
I'm so
yeah. Came here to
I'm
do
so full of trepidation already.
this. I think that it leaps off the page.
Yeah, you
It's
get a
vivid
suck
and
in. You
it's-
get a suck in this scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. What, you don't like sucking?
You don't like sucking. Everyone
I
likes
feel like-
sucking.
I feel like it's implied,
7
okay?
billion people on the planet, and you don't like sucking.
People are out there sucking. I got news for you.
So we're gonna design yours, but what's your?
So on the flip side, because I think the challenge, should incorporate everyone. In return, I'm going to brainstorm what I think is like the perfect date for you two to take your
Oh my
wives
God.
on, with the caveat that it shouldn't they shouldn't think that someone else designed this.
Well,
date.
newsflash: the fact that I'm going to take my wife out on a date is a red flag.
Okay, well, other than that, she's gonna think you're like cheating on her. Like, you piece of shit.
Oh, honey, I guess we're playing board games tonight, and
I have
we're
interests
going to a
other than
video
board
arcade.
games.
No, but this isn't
Also
about
video games.
This isn't about your. So I want to clarify. This is not about you setting up a date you would take Crystal out on, because I know where you would go with that.
Chuck E. G. No, I would take her.
Take her to Ticket Town. I know what you're going to do.
Oh yeah,
It's a date that I think that you would take her on. Okay, outside of the fact that you're going on a date,
You're not.
I can't do
if
anything
I
about
end
the
up at
fact
a
that you
Scales and
are not
Tails or
taking
something.
100%.
Well,
You
here
take
we
her
are
to
at Build-A-Bear.
So just what I think of like, she'd be like, oh yeah, this came from like your brain and you came up with it.
So the goal is that they don't know that.
Yeah,
Andrew
at no point in the
conceived this
date
whole
should they be like, this feels out of place, or like, why outside of the fact you're actually going on a date night.
Okay.
I accept
but
your
nothing
terms.
else.
I accept your terms, but can I just say I love how unfair this challenge is.
Oh, yeah.
Ben and I have like a low stakes date night with our wife. We can fuck your life up permanently with your online. We can have crazy women knocking on your front door. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, but I will say
No,
this.
but
There are some asterisks
Yes.
on the dating profile.
Right.
It will be clear that you guys are writing it for me. We're not
Right.
We're
out
not
to
trying
ambush
trick
anyone.
anybody. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
for
not
sure.
trying to like play with it, like pull on anybody. Like,
Yeah, I definitely don't want to ever
Yeah,
meet someone and then be like, oh, really? My profile said that? Oh, that's funny because my friends wrote it.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
want
a,
this-
I'm
we're
a
not trying to
sociopath.
deceive
yeah,
people.
yeah. And I think, and we'll talk about this, Adam. I think we're genuinely going to try to write a profile as we see
That should
it.
be the challenge. Is like if I can go on one
successful
quality
date.
We're
hangout,
trying
you
to-
guys have done a good job.
We're friends. We want you to be happy and find a woman you love. It would be. We'll
But
do,
seriously,
we'll do a good job.
do
or a person, but you're
Yeah, just-
interested in women.
yeah.
Okay.
Rapidly aging comedian past his prime, canceled on True TV show, looking for video.
It
game.
writes itself.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Yeah,
Comfort.
Princess, video game princess.
Yeah. Is that like so? We're done. That's a
okay
challenge?
with
We
wolves.
just nailed it.
Wolf dogs. So much dog hair.
This is the worst. The worst.
What about
thing.
just a series of statements?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Like a poem, like a E.E. Cummings poem.
of just my shortcomings?
Yeah.
Oh, shortcomings. That's E's.
Isn't that the name of the AC/DC song?
That's E's
Shortcomings?
kid.
Yeah, that's the name of the AC/DC song.
Shortcomings. You wait. You wait tall enough to ride this.
I should make the challenge for Ben to have to perform Shortcomings in its entirety by the end of this podcast.
Shortcomings. Yeah, AC/DC. Yeah. Oh, they're on
One
the
of their
Shortcomings
lesser-known
tour.
B-sides. It's about a little dude who can't score with this woman.
Yeah. It's
Oh
real
my
tall.
god. Ugh. You wait tall enough to ride this ride. Well,
Oh,
okay,
shit.
so that's the challenge. So we're gonna write your profile,
And we're gonna do seriously. We're going to do a good job. We're going
Yeah.
to represent you
and
well.
and next we're gonna read it. We're gonna read what we wrote, and we will have posted it, right?
yeah, I mean, I guess the goal is for you to online date.
Yeah.
So we're setting up this profile for you, and we'll just see
We'll
what
post
results
it,
that yields.
and then we'll see what kind of results
Obviously, it'd
you
be
get.
great if you went on dates, but I don't know. We've never done this. You've never done
Yeah.
this. Like, does it happen immediately? I don't fucking know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
And what site do we use? Like,
I don't know. I
there's
got
a
to
million
choose one that I
sites.
never plan on
So
using
we'll
again.
talk about that when we come back. What site we chose?
Yeah.
And we'll talk about. We'll read the profile, talk about the results, and we'll tell you about our date.
What's that like? Let's get him on like a Trump one. Let's get him on like Christian
yeah.
farmers.
Yeah. yeah.
No, the goal is like
Christian
quality
farmers
hang-
poundpub.org.
Yeah, Pound Pub.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the
It's a
challenge.
nonprofit.
We're gonna
It's a nonprofit. It's a really good organization.
through the magic of podcasting, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna play you a clip from another.
I just hope
from
some
another-
comic has a joke about relationships.
Yeah, jeez. I heard they're
Where are we
tricky.
ever going to find one?
I heard they're tricky.
So we're going to listen to a comic and from our live show that we do every month at the Bug Theater and the last Saturday of every month. So go ahead and give it a listen. Stick around, and we'll be right back.
Get out of the trenches of tedious tasks like managing order fulfillment and start growing your business with ShipStation. They'll help increase profitability by automating your workflow with their simple, easy-to-use dashboard. With it, you can pretty much do everything you need to quickly and easily. Update order information, print labels, compare rates, optimize shipments, and even set up automatic delivery notifications. And it doesn't matter where you sell. Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, ShipStation can integrate pretty much anywhere online. Another great thing about ShipStation? They can help reduce costs with industry-leading discounted rates from some of the biggest mail carriers. You might even be able to get up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. So, make this year your most profitable one yet. Sign up for your free 30-day trial at ShipStation.com and use the code Spotify. That's ShipStation.com with the code Spotify.
This is how my whole day's been like this. You know, woke up. I stay in this hotel. This is how my day started. Stay in this hotel, leave the hotel, walking out of the hotel, make sure I got everything, make sure I got my wallet, my notebook, everything. Walk out, door slams behind me. Second it slams behind me, I realized I completely forgot to start a family before my 40s. I was like, I got my weed pen. But do I have anyone to love me when I'm old? I don't. I don't know, man. Went on Tinder, and I was scared to do it because I was embarrassed. I didn't put my face on it. I put a picture of a cheeseburger for my profile picture because I thought people would see me and I'd be embarrassed. And then that I'm trying. I don't know what I was embarrassed about, you know. But then I matched with a couple people, and I would talk to them. But there's always a point, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's always a point when people are like, what do you really look like whenever you date people? And I would send pictures of myself, and they would always disappear, which is fine. Everyone's got their loss, you know. Everyone's got their own taste. But I just think it's funny there were people that were like, I liked it better when you were a hamburger. Like, I'm getting ready to go out that night. I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe some mustard. Maybe some pickles, maybe. A couple pickles.
That was Nick Vatterott, and I'm going to say this easily in my top 3 comics in the country. I love that.
He's so damn
so funny. Kills me every
Other
time.
two, name names now.
No.
It's me and Andrew.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, through the magic of podcasting, it's been a few weeks, and here we are.
I'm engaged.
Andrew, tell him what actually happened.
You two were tasked with creating my online dating profile.
Yes.
And you recorded the audio of that, right? So let's hear that now.
Yeah, we got together and we created a profile for you.
Okay, great.
Check it out.
Let's check it out.
Okay, I've found it. It's called digdates.com. And so Dig Dates is the dog person's dating app.
It is.
Which makes sense because Andrew is half dog. He's a dog person.
He is. And let's take this bad boy off the leash, am I right?
I say let this guy out of the yard.
Okay, let's write it.
So, I mean, obviously, okay.
I mean, what I want to put,
What do you want to put?
I mean, I think he's sexy, but I don't think he should lead with that.
Sexy bitch. Down to fuck.
Yes.
Not afraid to experiment.
Likes dogs.
Likes dogs.
That's it. Yeah.
Sexy bitch, down to fuck, not afraid to experiment, likes dogs.
Dude.
This profile by his 2 friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
That's fine. Print.
Print cut. So like, how do we organize this? Because I feel like this is more of like, I'm a single dad. I'm a single dad, stand-up comic, and proud papa of 2 rambunctious huskies and 1 very calm 10-year-old.
I feel like we should say this because Andrew's very adamant we don't mislead anyone.
Yeah,
full discretion. My friends are writing this profile for me. Mm-hmm. Oh, full discretion, we're friends of Andrew writing this profile for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we say his name?
Yep.
We're friends of
Andrew writing this profile for him because he needs a kick in the butt.
Yep.
Andrew's the proud papa of 2 rambunctious huskies and 1...
Andrew's we should just say professional, like he's a writer.
Andrew's a professional writer and comic.
Yeah, or actor.
Writer, actor, and comic.
With
Look him up! Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Andrew's a professional writer, actor, and comic with a 10-year-old daughter.
Yep. They're the
10-year-old daughter and 2 rambunctious huskies.
Yes. That's great.
And he's a board game nerd.
Deepest apologies.
Nerd. Deepest apologies.
He likes the outdoors. He's kind of
Who loves the outdoors. Kayaking, off-roading, hiking, camping.
He's a pretty interesting dude.
Yeah, he does. He does all that shit. I mean, he was kayaking alone last night.
Remember when we were filming the show, he went up to like Oregon or somewhere to do Seattle to do that rally car racing class.
Yeah, he did like fucking rally. Went to like Silicon Valley guys were up there.
Yeah, like 3 days of racing rally cars in the mud in the Pacific Northwest.
He follows his dreams.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a board game nerd, deepest apologies, who loves the outdoors, kayaking, off-roading, hiking, camping.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Food.
Loves cooking and checking out new restaurants. I would say this, and no hyperbole, is probably the funniest, smartest person you'll ever meet.
Yes.
I mean, he's freakishly smart.
Yeah. For somebody who, if you were to read his stats on paper... let's see. Okay, so...
full discretion, we're friends of Andrew's writing this profile for him because he needs a kick in the butt. Andrew's a professional writer, actor, and comic. Look him up. With a 10-year-old daughter and 2 rambunctious huskies. He's a board game nerd, deepest apologies, who loves the outdoors, kayaking, off-roading, hiking, camping, loves cooking and checking out new restaurants, and no hyperbole is probably the funniest, smartest person you'll ever meet.
What would you say he's looking for?
I don't know. He didn't tell us what he's looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's looking for... I think since I've known him, he's never been like... play the field. He like settles into relationships.
Yeah, and I would say that the women that he's dated are varied. They are varied. They've all been very different.
Yeah.
So I know that I think just being socially conscious seems to be a thing. Like
I say so, and he said that I know this is important to him. Socially conscious, not religious.
Yeah, seeking someone that is kind, socially conscious, and not religious. Deal breaker.
Should we say that?
He made that very clear.
He grew up in like fundamentalist Christian household.
Yeah.
So I think he's pretty anti.
Yeah.
Maybe seeing someone kind, socially conscious, and not particularly religious.
Yeah, let's do that. That's good.
Yeah. I think they get what's going on there. If someone's like, well, Jesus is my first love, and then my fucking Labradoodle's number 2, and you're number 3. I think not particularly religious.
Dog is my co-pilot, right? Those little bumper stickers.
Oh, yeah. Also, we could just toss this out and said, power bottom looking for a new top. Because a power bottom thrusts up into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Orvidal would give his lover that.
Yeah, he would. He's definitely a bottom.
He's a power bottom.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if that's a thing, but I feel like Orvidal
No, power bottoms are, yeah.
They are?
Yeah. Power bottom is somebody who doesn't play a passive bottom game.
Well, I don't know if Orvidal plays a bottom game, but if he does, I don't think it would be a passive one. Let's just read it one more time. Full discretion, we're friends of Andrew's writing this profile for him because he needs a kick in the butt. Andrew's a professional writer, actor, and comic. Look him up. With a 10-year-old daughter and 2 rambunctious huskies. He's a board game nerd, deepest apologies, who loves the outdoors. Kayaking, off-roading, hiking, camping, cooking, and checking out new restaurants. And no hyperbole, he's probably one of the funniest, smartest people you'll ever meet. Seeking someone kind, socially conscious, and not particularly religious.
Yep.
Okay, I think this is solid.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's create it.
We'll create the profile. We'll put this out there. We'll see if Old Orvidal gets any hits.
That's gonna be amazing.
This is.
I can't wait.
He didn't get any hits.
I did not get any matches.
Not a single one.
Is sobering. Okay, so this app that we used is called Dig Dating. It's for dog lovers, which at first I kind of thought it was as a funny joke. Like, I'll use an app that I don't actually give a shit about because my friends are writing my online dating profile. But then I was like, this actually is kind of apropos because my dogs are pretty high maintenance. Like, if I was going to date someone, it's like I'm walking these dogs like 2 hours a day. Like, there's a lot of time.
Right. I wouldn't want to go to a site that say was for other parents of children because you do have a daughter.
I only have my daughter every other week, so that's pretty low maintenance. These huskies, though, are a nightmare.
Daily nightmare.
I mean, I've heard from a lot of women, they're like, he's great and all, but he's got dogs.
2 of them.
But I thought it would be cool because I was like, I love dogs. I love spending time with my dogs. If I can do dog-centric activities.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that.
But, yeah, where did you think I was going to go? But, yeah, no matches. What's funny, and I sent you guys the screenshots of these, the way the interface on the dog dating website looks like the most misogynistic, fucked up thing you've ever seen because it's a picture of a woman's face and then it has paw prints above it and then it'll be a picture of a dog next to her that'll say like medium or large because that's the dog that she has.
Gotcha.
But all you can see when you're browsing that first picture is a woman's picture with dog paw prints bordering it and then a little dog that says like large
horrible.
dog.
Yeah.
If you didn't know where you were, you'd be like, what fucking site is this? But I didn't get any matches, which
No one
considering
messaged
on
you?
this dog dating website, you also put your dog's pictures. It's like you're showcasing both of you. It's like, here's me. Hey, here's also my dogs. Like, don't just if I can
we
sweeten the
didn't know
deal,
that.
check out these 2
We
dogs.
should have written profiles for his dog.
So it kind of feels like
Won't stop
double
whining during
rejection.
podcasts.
It's like I can see why you didn't want like this, like me. But these 2 dogs, I mean, they're good looking dogs.
They're beautiful dogs.
Well,
They're good looking dogs.
Like, I feel bad about this because I felt like we were very earnest and honest with what we wrote about you. Like
You wrote I was actually surprisingly flattered when I saw the profile. I was like, wow, this is great.
That's what
I
we
thought
think
there'd
of
be a
you.
lot of.
That is what we think of you. You thought we'd be sassy?
I thought there'd be more like sneaky.
I don't know if it's in
jokes
the audio
there.
that we already listened to, but I remember Ben and I were like just trying to come up with terrible ones. I was
Yeah.
like, what was I saying? Power bottom seeks vindictive top.
yeah. Or skin like jerky, but fucks hard.
Just like we were trying to think of like one line, awful ones that we would never actually use, but like just
But,
making
yeah.
ourselves
But-
laugh.
So like, and this challenge was hard. I immediately regretted this challenge after I came up with it. I was like, what was I? I'd rather slam my hand in a car door than online date.
Why?
I've never gone on
Why
online dating.
is online dating
I'm
so
against,
weird?
I'm against online dating just in principle. I think human beings are so complicated and complex. Even the most boring person you ever met, they can't be quantified into an app where it's like, here's my one paragraph that says everything you need to know about me. Here's a picture that I took. I took 85 pictures of me, and this is the one that I chose. That it's like it's just like
I think we're also
packaging
all
yourself.
of the age that the online dating came on later, and we were all like a little dubious of it. We're not like young 20-year-olds who are like that's all people do. It was like something that was introduced to us, and it smacks of like
Oh,
desperation.
fuck off!
To people our age, I don't think it's actually that.
No. But I mean, my age, I dated online. I totally did. Before I met my wife, when I was in Maine, I used Yahoo Personals on the regular.
I was gonna say what websites were out there.
Yahoo
That's
Personals.
amazing.
Okay.
And you
Yahoo
didn't get
Person-
murdered.
No.
Wow.
Did you have any success?
I murdered.
Ah.
No.
I forgot about the power dynamic.
I
It
met
was right there in front
lots
of me.
of girls on Yahoo Personals.
Okay.
And most of them became friends. That was pretty typical of what would happen
Yahoo
to
Friend
myself.
Zone.
Yeah, I got
You got Yahoo Friend Zone.
I will after this like brief foray into online dating, I have I guess I would say a newfound respect for anyone who puts themselves out on that limb because it feels terrible. It feels so weird and vulnerable. As soon as I made the profile, I put the pictures in there. I put the bio that y'all wrote for me, and then I just like boop sent, and it's out there. And then you're just like walking through your day like, oh God, like who's out there like judging me right now? Who's like? And then I went to a show that night, and the swim camp. She goes, "Hey, I just saw you," and I was like, "Oh no, she saw me on this fucking dating app. Like I'm gonna get this all over the place." And then she actually went to my show. I had like been headlining the comedy,
And then you forgot
and that's
you're
what she was
somewhat of
talking
a public
about.
figure in this
and
town.
I was like, "Oh, thank God," because I was like, "There's nothing more mortifying to me than running into
I
someone
love that
in
you're
public."
the first place your brain went was not that I'm somewhat of a public figure in
The
Denver.
dog dating website.
Yeah.
That
Well, it was the
appears to
day
have-
that I had posted it, so I was very much in my head about feeling
Well-
kind of like walking around exposed.
I hate that you didn't get any bites in a week.
Whoa! I
Hey,
see
oh
what you
man,
did there.
the puns that
But-
fucking
How about you both, if you did hook up, would probably fuck doggy style.
wow, that's
No,
yeah.
but I mean,
was gonna
that's
say
a
it sounds
pun.
like I'm barking up the
But
wrong
it's
That's not
so
a pun.
direct. Like there's
That's
no
a pun,
subterfuge.
though, right?
There's no like.
Yeah, I bet that
nuance.
you would like lick each other private parts.
I mean,
Jesus
same ballpark, but like
Wow.
clumsy. Ben.
Ballpark, you are crushing it.
All right,
park,
all
yeah.
right,
More
all
dog
right.
park, more like in the
Okay,
dog park.
same dog park.
I'm not even in the same dog park as this
Okay,
woman.
all right. Then
So
here's a baggie. Clean up after yourself.
it was. Hey.
But no, I'm gonna armchair psychologist you, if I may. You presented this task, and because you sort of, I think, needed subconsciously a push to do this. But then I think you screwed yourself by being like, I want to do this stupid website, dog dig whatever, because I want one that I don't care about or doesn't mean anything. When if you really wanted to do this, you would do a Match.com or an eHarmony or like the proven real ways that people get.
That
Not
could
this
be true. I
niche-y,
did want to use
strange
one
website.
because my profile was written by you guys and it said that in the profile. I wanted
Right, that
to
could
choose
turn
a
people
more
off right away.
disposable app for that reason because I didn't want to be on a site like most of my friends. They use this app called Bumble and they love it because the women.
I've heard of that. The women approve you, right?
Right.
Ben's giving me this weird look.
No, I was
It
burping.
looked like you were
He's burping
furious.
off mic like a
It
pro.
looked like he was furious at me.
Ben was an early investor in Bumble, and they bought him out, and it's a sad story.
Stole so many of my ideas.
He looks so mad. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'd probably like use Bumble, but I was like, well, since my friends are writing this profile and it says that in the profile because I wanted to.
Why is that weird, though? I mean,
Well,
why
no,
wouldn't
then
you
I
use
didn't want
Bumble?
it to be so like if that was my profile and people were looking and they're like, oh weird, this guy like had his friends writing his profile, like I'm gonna skip this dude. And then like a few weeks later, I changed my profile to me writing it. Then it's like I've already kind of like sandbagged myself because I had this profile. So I wanted to use an app where it was good for this test, but I could like toss it aside after it, and then I could go and make a Bumble profile without you guys writing it.
Sounds to me like we've got our next step in
next,
this
okay,
episode.
because
then.
this is going to be a part 2 then.
Yeah,
You're
we'll follow
gonna
up down the road.
No. We're going to do this, and you're going to create a Bumble profile.
Yes,
Okay. And
but you guys are not going to write that bio.
Fine,
because
great.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
no.
fine. Even though you could use the bones of ours because it is very nice.
It was a nice structure
and it
that
is
we
what
created.
someone else would say about you.
You know, I don't go camping that often, but it was nice that you guys thought I did.
Well, yeah, I just think of you as being outdoorsy. You
Yeah,
like
you're
to
kayaking,
kayak.
you're hiking.
No,
Yeah.
I go outdoors a lot, but I don't.
more than the average like profile cliche where it's like I'm super outdoors. You actually are outdoorsy.
No,
you
I
do
am.
this
All
shit.
You've
the
got an
time.
outdoorsy. You got a truck. You like to go
Yeah.
off roading.
All that is true.
Yeah, you need an outdoorsy person. I think that would be somebody who likes to get out with their animals.
A
and-
woods lady. A lady
Yeah.
You
who
need,
wanders
you need
the
a
woods.
woods lady.
Yeah.
You need a fairy.
Yeah.
a nymph.
So yeah, we'll
nymph.
revisit this down the road.
That's actually perfect because I did not take my wife on a date.
No.
Yeah. So my task
didn't either?
here- I
Yeah.
crafted dates for you both, and you both did
Let's-
not take
I
your
refuse.
wife
Real
on
quick,
dates.
tell you. You said I crafted you dates that I thought your wives wouldn't get any wiser about.
You chose laser tag.
I gave you a list of options.
There were 2 options.
Going on a
Read them to
motorcycle
the-
ride.
I didn't like his date
Going on a-
ideas for me either. Wait,
Going
what
on a-
did you have for Ben?
Here was Ben. He got to choose. It's not like I outlined the whole date. I said, you can take her to play laser tag. Don't act like you don't do trash shit like that.
lucky
Don't
guess.
give me that
I
fucking
like
look.
laser tag. But it felt like a
I said
guess.
you could go on a motorcycle ride because you both love going on motorcycle rides. Or I said you two could get a matching tattoo because you both are covered in tattoos. I thought it would be sweet to go and get
You
a
think it would
fucking
be sweet
matching
if I
tattoo.
got a matching tattoo with my wife who I can't even.
Okay, well, here's what this
I do
asshole said
think
for
so.
me.
Okay.
Eat dinner at Super Mega Bien. Been there already. And Avanti. Been there already. So,
There's
hey,
no
honey,
way I was going to find
let
a
me
restaurant you hadn't been to.
trot you
already.
out to places that we've dined before.
It's not. Yeah, you can go on a date to a restaurant you've been to before. You know you like it.
With the culinary scene in this city exploding the way that it is, I'm just going to go to the same goddamn restaurant with my wife on our
At
one
no
night
point.
out.
What was my restaurants, Andrew? What did you,
were,
get?
there
Jack
was
in
a
the Box.
new vegetarian place that Ron recommended. Our producer, Wizard Ron, told me.
And then what was the other one?
What was the other one?
Shish Kebab Grill?
Yeah, you love Shish Kebab Grill.
Yeah, I go there all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my wife to laser tag and
You
Shish
have the
Kebab Grill.
most. You have the most specific diet of anyone I know.
Okay, it was a lucky guess that I like laser tag and Shish Kebab Grill. That's what I'm saying. But I think
It was the perfect date.
I
You
think
know it. You were scared to take your wife on it because you knew she'd fall head over heels in love with you all over again.
Why couldn't you have written for me, eat the blue apron that you have in your fridge and watch half a MasterChef and pass out? Because I've crushed that like 4 days in a row.
that means he would have done it. He would have done it.
What were
You
your
would've-
activities, Adam? I don't remember.
You said I could play catch in the park with my wife.
That's nice, right?
Said I
Do you
could-
ever do that?
No, and that is nice. We should do that because she was a softball
yeah, she's
player.
a softball champ, and you like playing catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead, I could do paddle boats in Wash Park.
Yeah,
I
that's
live
kinda
by
hack.
City Park.
Yeah, but Watch Park's nicer.
Wow.
there we go.
Way to put my house in its place.
Yeah. Well, you just devalued your home right there. Just by him saying that,
Yeah.
things are going to plummet. The
Real
value.
estate blogs
This is
are
a call from
buzz.
Remax. I got to tell you.
What are you guys doing on air?
Try a brewery neither of you have ever visited. Try a brewery neither of you have ever
Yeah,
visited.
see?
And
Does
once
seem like right
again,
up
where
your
are you
alley.
going to find that?
Right.
You're
These are all fine ideas. These are fine ideas. The truth of the matter is, I don't have any fucking time. And, like, I've been traveling a lot, but, like, when you have a 10-month-old, it's,
I
it's
didn't
hard
come
to get
here
a
for
sitter.
excuses.
It's hard to get a sitter. And, like, I don't know, going to Buffalo on to a wedding was a very nice day. We got dressed up. It was a
yeah,
day.
but I mean, I think if you do this again and you give us new dates, is what
Why
we
new
should do.
date?
For,
What's wrong with the
no,
dates?
let's do because I think maybe including something that is family oriented for all of them, so that they don't have to worry about finding a sitter for the little man.
Although that sort of does defeat the.
And
purpose.
as someone
The date is,
who
like,
I, as a
special.
parent myself,
Give me a
I
break.
remember
If
when
you-
when your kid is little, you have to carve out
if
that
you
time.
do, if
and
you
have to have,
if you
adult
think
time.
I, as a father, believe that you do not fuck in front of that kid,
Jesus
that
Christ.
kid's not going to remember anything that happened.
New pitch.
Ben's off the show.
Ben's off the show.
You guys.
And we set Crystal up with someone nice.
Yeah, I'm on board with this one.
Listen.
Okay, new challenge,
The
Crystal.
way I see it, I read a book about this. A kid's memory doesn't fully form until 5 years old.
No,
I like
you
the
have
takeaway
until
from you
5.
reading this book.
I'm not
was
going
that you got a blank check.
You're free to bottom out on the old lady at home in front of the Senate.
No, he is making sense.
Well, I'll craft that into my date. I stand corrected.
All right.
And when you're done,
Maybe stop tiptoeing around things. And
I think what we're saying is love is complicated.
it is
Love is
It
complicated.
is.
this is our most challenging.
This was
thing so far.
surprisingly going on a date.
I'll admit,
finding the time.
I was foolish enough to think that when you go out into the world of online dating, you will just inevitably get matches. I was like, it'll probably be hard to get like a match who I actually like and it works out with. But I just assumed surely I'll just like get matches. Like,
we assumed that because I
Not
thought
e-
we were,
and not even in like a
earnest.
cocky way. I
We
just
should have
figured
written
there's
huge dick. We should have written huge dick.
there's
We were
people-
going to put huge dick
Guys,
in
that's no one's gonna believe that.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
Let me ask you a question though. Do you meet?
No, it's
do,
not. It's
do you
not
find
huge.
yourself? Do you find yourself in any situations where you meet women anymore? Do
No,
you,
that's
like,
the problem,
at
and that's
comedy
why I
shows,
did it.
Perhaps do you ever like
No,
talk to
I've
people after the
never-
shows or
Well, that,
and I've talked about this on my.
like last night you disappeared.
My
You didn't
old
say goodbye.
podcast.
I'm very upset about it still, but you just dipped out. You
No, I
could've
went
hung-
up front. I was talking to Alex. I said bye to
Oh,
Alex.
okay,
and
all
everything.
right. I was just gonna say, hanging out after a show.
I've talked
maybe
about
some
this
ladies
with,
like it.
before. Going on the road with comedy, I know a lot of comics who are like, "Yeah, I hooked up with this woman after a show or this that." Never. Not only does it never happen to me, it was never even something that I've ever even turned down. And I've been with
weird
other
about that,
comics.
though.
I don't
who-
mean hook up. I'm just saying you can meet people that clearly like comedy, and that's a big part of your life. I mean, it's not. It's like already there's a common interest there.
As a comedian who's been doing it, 15, 16 years, I am now at the point where I'm like, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah,
I do my show. I'm like, punch out on the clock, and I leave. When you start doing comedy, you hang out up front. You want, man, I want those high fives. I want those smiles. I want those compliments. And it charges up your battery. You're soaking it in. But now it's like, I don't need that.
yeah,
And I leave.
I don't do that.
But I
I dip after shows, but I
Ben
say
does it before the show. Ben's out there glad handing. People are just walking
you
in.
guys are right.
But I see what you
don't
mean.
I'm not
because-
saying he should be a sleazy road comic. What I'm saying is
I
that
understand what you're saying.
there's
That's
people
a
there that
perfect
have a
social
common interest. It's
opportunity.
a social circle. Most of our friends are from our comedy world. It's a place to meet
I guess
people.
that was.
And I have met cool people, cool women after shows sometimes when I have hung out where I've just been like chatting and making small talk, and it like never went beyond that even. But it was like, but yeah, you can meet cool people, and
But it
have
doesn't
interesting
have to. I mean, it
conversations.
just even just like meeting people and socializing and. But my thing that I thought was strange when you were criticizing online dating is you don't go out to bars. You're not really one to go out and like just go out to a bar and hang out. You're not like you were saying. You tend to be a bit of a homebody. You have your daughter every other week. You have these dogs. So to me, online dating is perfect. I think let's give this a round 2.
I agree.
We'll really make an effort. I think you design your profile, and I think you give this a real shot on a website with people on it.
Yep, I agree. You shouldn't lead with dogs. Like meet the person off of a personality trait and then be like, oh, you have dogs? I have dogs? Great. Like I feel like to lead with, we're all about dogs here is a little strange.
Oh, have you seen my house?
I don't know.
You are all about dogs here, but I do think like
Yeah,
But-
I think I'll have a better sample study.
But I
using
mean,
a
on
more
Bumble, there's got to be a
popular
place
website.
for you to be able to put that I am a dog owner.
Yeah,
I love
totally.
my dogs.
Love
and
do-
they're
yeah,
for
exactly.
sure. And I think we should try that. I think maybe making a date where
You guys wife swap. Here's the new twist. Raising Arizona wife swap.
I will take your.
You guys actually got quiet.
But I
Like,
want to
staring
stay
at each
in
other.
his
No,
house.
we're
I have
not
to live in
wife
Ben's house.
swapping.
It's not a matter of the wives. It's more about the logistic. I have to live in Ben's apartment.
Yeah, and you don't like
Snake
IKEA.
and all. Milk,
I know
snake
you
and all.
don't.
I don't like IKEA.
Yeah, it's he's not gonna like my.
And I mean, you
apartment.
let Ben in your. That's like letting an orangutan in your house.
I'm gonna make some changes.
Oh, God.
New light fixtures for sure. I mean, I get this whole antique thing that you're doing,
spent
and
so
it's
much money
cool.
on those light
I know you did, but let's zhuzh it.
Oh, my
let's
God.
get it a little more modern.
No,
You
I'm
know?
sticking with my wife in my house. But
Not saying I
do
would
like.
love to have sex with Katie.
Okay, all right.
I don't want you to think I'm in any way trying to dodge that, but
I
it's the
get it.
house that's the roadblock.
I
for me.
understand. I get
So many flights of stairs.
I know.
I've only lived on one level my entire life. That's my next album, Living on One Level.
Well, I'll tell you, I've only enjoyed your comedy on one level the entire time I've known you.
Damn it, I put it up by the rim again.
Again, man, you just leave it.
No, what I like is the playing catch. Like I think that's such a sweet thing, and that's something we could do with Malcolm in the park. We go over all the time. He can crawl around the grass. We'd play catch. That's how we'll start the
So
day.
you're going to do that.
I'm gonna do that for sure, and then I'm gonna go to dinner or something with my wife.
Are you
But-
gonna
you can pick whatever fucking
Thank
new
you.
restaurant
because
you
you're
want.
3-year-old culinary Denver hot takes are just beneath me and offensive to Katie.
I'm gonna take her to Steve's Snappin' Dogs, and then we're gonna hit the Swingers Club Scarlet Ranch out by C470 and Santa
All
Fe.
this is 100% true. If anyone listening to this thinks Ben's running a bit right now, I can promise you this is 100% true.
Keep going, Ben. This is great.
We're gonna hit the final.
Are
foam
you taking
party
your
of
motorcycles to the
season.
Scarlet
Well,
Ranch?
you know they only go 3 Sundays after Labor Day before they shut the foam parties
It's
down.
gauche. It's so gauche to foam deep into November.
It is.
And
You
you
can't-
gotta cut it out.
You're wet on the ride home?
Yeah. I mean,
The
you're
winter's
wet on
around-
I'm wet on the ride there.
There it is. Kerplunk.
But my wife and I are.
Andrew's getting up. Andrew's leaving the podcast.
Oh, that's so
I feel like it's
adventurous.
just getting to where the podcast needs to live.
Yeah.
Is right here in this space.
So let's do that. I'll take my wife out on a
Instead
date.
of me writing y'all's quintessential date, why don't you make the quintessential date, and when you come back, you tell us what that quintessential date was.
And how it went.
Okay.
So
the
our
part
challenge
two.
is to see if our wives enjoyed a date we took them on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
you
like-
can't even, because you failed to even take them
Now
on a
you're-
date.
Hey, touche.
But I mean, you're playing catch with your wife is something that you said you haven't done in a while or hasn't happened.
Yeah, we've done it once or twice, but
Yeah.
not in a long
Yeah.
time.
So it'll be something different, and then you'll take her to a unique place. I'll do something we haven't done in a while.
It's more like someone you haven't done in a while.
So snore, get sick together.
Yeah.
What is it?
The pachyderm house at the zoo?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll find something
Some
to
sort
do.
of physical exertion.
Yeah. And then we may get a meal in there.
That's not butt.
I had a full meal of butt, guys. All right. So
All right, so take your, so Ben, bang your wife and then feed her.
Yeah.
And I'll do what I can do.
Yeah, and we'll come back. We'll give that a shot. And
That'll be
Meanwhile-
another episode. That'll be a part 2 episode.
Yeah, so hopefully these will have
So the
aired by that
conclusion
time.
for this
If you
episode-
want a piece of Andrew Orvidal and you're a woman and you're on Bumble, go. He's going to be on there.
oh, and I would even say,
Hey,
if
I mean,
if
do
you're
it.
a listener and you think you want to try,
No, we're not. I'm not opening up the
no.
email chain.
Let me finish. And if you're a listener and you want to try a dating profile and tell us about your experiences and whatnot,
Or
feel
tips.
free.
Give us some tips.
Yeah, follow
Yeah, I mean-
us on Twitter.
Clearly, this was like harder than we thought, and it's like a whole new landscape you're navigating. And I'm sure listeners can relate, but I think it's noble that you're doing it and that you're going to try it again because it's like it could be very good for you.
I think it'll
especially
be-
if you get off dog dating websites and go to real
Fine,
ones.
I'll go to the human being websites.
You got to stop dating dogs.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to have to just leave this episode to be continued. So we have another clip from our show. This is one of my favorite comedians, Lizzie Cooperman. We finally got her in from Los Angeles. One of my favorites. Enjoy, and we'll be back after this comedy break with next episode's challenge.
Guys, I'm dating online. If you'd like to find me, I'm at BoneGrabber69. Thank you. I think I put too wide of an age range. I went to this one guy's house, and there were all these like archways and crystal doorknobs. It took the butler like 10 minutes to lead me into the conservatory where Harold was at. And then he turned toward me in a walker, and I was like, oh, so we're not going to the amusement park then? Great! We played a lot of games together. He had me dye my hair gray and pretend my name was Mavis. And once a day, he would have me lie down in a coffin. And once prompted, I would have to slowly rise up and say, it's not your fault, Harold. I'm the one who ate the poison. And then we go to Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese, once owned by the great Charles Edgar Cheese, who then sold it for 350 skee-ball tickets and a Chinese finger trap. Oh, life. Life! I got my hair done the other day, and I said to my hairdresser, I go, how are you? And she goes, eh. And I go, what is it? And she goes, my boyfriend says he's gonna bounce. And I was like, what? And she goes, my boyfriend said he's gonna bounce. I'm like, that's how your boyfriend she's been with this guy 10 years. That's how he broke up with her. I was like, and one hand was like, God, that's crazy. And then I was also like, I wish I could be that lighthearted about major events in my life. Just like lying on my deathbed, turn to my grandkids and be like, I'm gonna bounce. My lover rushes in, is she okay? My grandkids are like, Grandma's gonna bounce. I die, the coroner comes in, time of bounce, 3:58 p.m.
And that was Lizzie Cooperman.
Yes, it was.
Oh, my God. What a kook. Grade A kook. But she is so funny. She's the best.
And remember, we have a live show the last Saturday of every month, the Grolics. It's at the Bug Theater in Denver, Colorado. Do yourself a favor and come out to a show.
Do it. Before we get to next episode's challenge, I just want to plug our Patreon. If you're already supporting us, you rule. Thank you a million. If you haven't, check it out. There's like ad-free archives, there's bonus content, all kinds of weird oddities on there. So check it out. It's patreon.com/GrolicSaves.
You can also listen and subscribe to this podcast anywhere that you get your podcasts. Please be sure to rate and review, leave a comment. Also follow us on Twitter at Grolics Comedy.
And thank you so much to Mike Henderson for your help recording our live shows. We couldn't do it without you. And to congressional page Ron Doyle for all the production. We appreciate it.
As always, our theme music is brought to you by the spectacular Charlie Continental.
And next week's challenge is coming out 2 weeks from now. We're going to do our best to try to speak more intelligently.
Spot of tea, then.
Like that? Something like
I think
that.
this challenge is going to be quite fun.
Indeed.
This is normally where I would say, play us out, Charlie, but I have a surprise for you both.
What is
Oh,
it?
yeah. Congressional page, Ron, start the song.
Oh, my God.
Can you hear that?
Is this
Oh,
what
my
I think
God.
it
Yeah,
is?
I made it. I made Shortcomings. It's just a taste for you all. You got to listen to the whole thing on Patreon, but enjoy.
This is my Christmas.